So, what is the significance of Jesus riding into Jerusalem on a donkey? Well, let me take you back to the Old Testament and Exodus, where the people of Israel have just come out of Egypt and are in the wilderness with Moses. And Moses, as promised, is introducing them to their God, the one who has delivered them from the Egyptians. And God appears at Mount Sinai. And what the people of Israel experience is what looks like fire as the glory of God descends upon the mountain. And there is fire and there is smoke. And when God speaks, his voice thunders and there is lightning and the mountain is shaking because the presence of God, the glory of God has descended upon it and stayed. And as you can imagine, the people of Israel are scared. They are frightened. And they say to Moses, this is too much. We can't handle this. They say, Moses, you go and talk to your mate, Yahweh. You go talk to him and then come and tell us what he says and we'll listen. They keep their distance because it is too scary for them. And as Moses reflects upon this in Deuteronomy 18, as he shares it with the people, he speaks words that were later to be interpreted as prophetic words about the Messiah when he tells them that, okay, remember that when God appeared to you on Mount Sinai, Deuteronomy 18 from verse 15, that you were scared, that you were too scared to go near him, that you said to him, oh, we don't want to hear God's voice, it's too scary, please you go talk to God. And he says, God is going to send you someone who will carry his voice. You must pay attention to him. He'll be someone like me. He won't be someone scary. He'll be someone that you feel comfortable to approach. And so years later, when Jesus rides into Jerusalem on a donkey, that prophecy is fulfilled. In Jesus, God is saying to his people, you don't have to keep your distance. You can come near. In Jesus, God makes himself approachable for all his people. In Christ, there is declaration of love from God as Jesus comes in humility, as Jesus comes in gentleness, as Jesus comes in compassion. The declaration is this: everyone can come to God. Everyone can come near God. And I know in religion, as humanity, we can create barriers. We can create our own fire and smoke and thunder and shaky mountains and make God seem scary for people to come near. But that was never the intention for God, especially in Christ. In Christ, God was opening the door for people everywhere, saying, you can come near. You can come to me. There is now no separation between God and his people in Christ Jesus. Our sins do not keep us away from God anymore because in Christ there is forgiveness of sins and we can come near. Do you have doubts? You can still come near. Do you have questions? You can still come near. Are you not completely sure? You can still come near to God. Have you made mistakes? You can still come near to God. Are you worried about the past? Are you anxious about tomorrow? You can still come near to God. Do you feel broken and imperfect and unworthy? You can come near to God. This is the message of Jesus Christ. This is the truth of the humility of Christ as he comes to us in the way that he does, making himself approachable. God has made himself not only approachable to us all, but accessible as well in Christ Jesus. Because God does never ever wanted to be away from his people. It was always the desire of his heart to dwell with the children that he loves. So because of Jesus, we can all come close to God. So what are you waiting for? Don't keep your distance any longer. The God that you need, the God that you've been searching for, he is within reach. So Draw near. Draw near.